If you want to increase your upper body flexibility, you have to think about your shoulders and your thoracic spine. These are two very important components that you want to work on if you want to move your upper body freely and have it flexible. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in this video I want to show you the best exercises you want to use to stretch and mobilize your shoulders and mostly your thoracic spine. Let's go. Okay, let's start from the basics, all right? When you move your upper body, today we're gonna focus on a movement which is called shoulder flexion, which is this one, okay? Where you bring your arm up like this. Now, when this happens, when your shoulder moves into flexion, your thoracic spine moves into extension, all right? Which is this movement here, it opens up. Now, I'm not talking about your rib cage. I'm gonna ask you not to think about the ribs, okay? The rib cage is one joint. The thoracic spine is another joint. So, I'm gonna ask you to flex your shoulder and extend through the thoracic spine. As you're gonna do that though, you don't wanna flare your ribs out. In not a single one of these stretches we're going to see today, you do want to flare your ribs out. Keep your rib cage in at all times. Now, once this is clear, we do want to start from the first exercise. In all four, we do want to really start from the basics, and you do want to understand how to move your spine, okay? Let's get into that. The first exercise you want to do is the cat-cow. We're really starting from the basics of your spine flexibility and mobility here. Make sure to start in a quadruped position, keep your arms straight and your knees below your hips. From here, you want to move your spine in two directions. First, you go into extension. You arch your back and put particular emphasis on your thoracic area. So you want to open through there. Reach your best to stretch possible, then reverse the movements and get into spine flexion, closing your chest in and moving your shoulder blades apart. Once you can correctly move the spine in the cat-cow position, it's time to make the movements a little more complex. You can start with the seal stretch. During this position, you want to arch your back, keeping your arms straight and move your shoulders away from your ears. Your spine is going to move into a deep extension, help you open your thoracic area as well. After a few breaths here, you can move into the floor shoulder opener, sitting down on your heels and bringing your shoulders all the way up toward your ears. Here, you want to put particular emphasis on opening your armpits toward the floor and opening through the shoulders, keeping your spine flat. The downward dog is another really helpful position you can work on to increase your shoulder and thoracic flexibility. Put your hands on the floor, straighten your arms, move your hips up, and drive your armpits toward your legs. Make sure your hands are far enough from your feet as you perform this kind of position. If your lower body flexibility is a problem here and you can't completely straighten your knees, bend your legs a little. You can also combine the downward dog position and the seal stretch for a potent stretching combination. As you perform the downward dog position, you do want to remember that you don't want to open through the rib cage, all right? So you keep your ribs in, you flatten through here, through your sternum, all right? And you open through the shoulder and through the thoracic spine, not through the ribs, all right? So bring your shoulders toward your ears to maximize the stretch on your lats, but don't open through the rib cage. Keep it in. Bend your legs to make it easier. Straighten your legs to make it harder. The exercises we've been seeing so far help you create a solid flexibility base. Once you have it, you can start working on harder exercises like this, the thoracic opener on a support. All you have to do is put your back on a support like a chair or a bench and grab it with your hands behind you, putting your shoulder blades at the edge of the support and moving your hips down until you can feel the desired sensation of stretch. As you move your hips down, remember to open through your shoulders as well, keeping your elbows in at all times. Once this exercise feels good, you can start adding some weight to it. Grab a weight and put it in front of your chest to start. Now, keeping your arms straight, you want to drive your hips and the weight down at the same time, opening through your shoulders as much as possible. When you perform these kinds of stretches here with the weight or just grabbing the support, the temptation of kind of driving the rib cage out, flaring the ribs out, is going to be really, really strong. But you do want to remember that you want to keep your ribs in and open through the shoulders and through the spine instead. So as you perform these kinds of stretches, you want to open through the spine, but not through the ribs. Try to keep the ribs in. You want to perform first the dynamic variation for 5 to 10 reps, and on the final one, you want to remain in the stretch for 10 to 20 breaths. The Cobra pose is the last position we want to use to stretch our upper body and thoracic spine. It is a fantastic stretch, not only because it stretches the majority of the muscles of the upper body, but it does so by decompressing our spine at the same time. You want to grab a pair of gymnastic rings or something similar, straighten your arms, move your body down and hang there, relaxing your entire trunk. As you do so, try to focus on opening your thoracic spine by pressing your feet against the floor and moving your armpits forward as much as you can. When you are in this stretch, you want to remember that you don't want to hold tension in your shoulders like this. You want to relax your shoulders and let them go toward your ears. Second thing, you don't want to open your rib cage out. This means that you want to bring your shoulders slightly forward, and this is going to work on your shoulders and thoracic spine, not on your rib cage. So keep your rib cage in. You can adjust the height of the rings depending on how hard you want to feel this stretch. Touch the floor with your hips for a gentle and light stretch, or keep your legs straight and your hips off the floor for a more intense variation. Alright, in this video we've seen all the exercises you can do to increase your upper body flexibility, in particular regard your shoulder flexion and your thoracic extension. Two really important movements if you want to have a flexible upper body. Now, before you go, remember that you have a free routine right over here that you can download for free, where you're gonna find all these exercises and a workout you can follow to take your upper body flexibility to the next level. Second thing, if you enjoyed this video, you can leave a thumb up and a comment down below. Also, if you have any questions or doubts, I do read all the comments. Third and last thing, if you want to see more shoulder flexibility exercises, I'm gonna leave you a video right over here with the best flexibility exercises you can do for your shoulders. With that said, thank you so much for staying with me. Have a nice stretch and see you in the next video. Bye. Hey, if you want to increase your flexibility, master your hamstrings and have a more capable body in general, you can download my Flexibility Guy app on your phone. Inside this wonderful and simple app, you're gonna find all the workouts, exercises and video lessons you can follow to take yourself to the next level. You can check it out following the link in the description right now.